Billionaire's daughter was in pain every single day, until a cleaner's little girl discovered something terrifying hidden in her hair. 8-year-old Elowen Vale sat on the cold bathroom tiles, her tiny hands trembling. Her blonde hair fell out in clumps around her like dead petals. In front of her, Miss Calvera froze. Her eyes widened. The hairbrush slipped from her hand and hit the floor with a sharp clack. From behind them, a man in a $1,000 suit, Ariston Vale, her father, stared as if the world had just ended. His face drained of color, his jaw dropped. He looked like he had seen a ghost. But before I tell you what the doctor found buried in Elowen's scalp, you need to understand how things got this bad. This story will break your heart, and then heal it again. Before we continue, tell me in the comments, where are you watching from, and what time is it right now? And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this story. Now, let's go back. Elowen sat on the bathroom floor, 8 years old, blonde hair falling out in clumps. She held a hairbrush, every bristle packed with strands. Her hands shook as she lifted it to her head. One stroke. Pain shot across her scalp like fire. She bit her lip hard. No crying. Miss Calvera hated crying. More hair came out. Elowen stared at it in her palm. Why does this keep happening? Her voice was barely a whisper. She looked in the mirror, bald patches everywhere, red marks across her scalp like burns. She touched one gently. It hurt. A shadow moved under the door. Footsteps, slow, deliberate. The doorknob turned. Miss Calvera walked in. Tall, cold eyes, tight lips. She looked at the hair on the floor, then at Elowen. What did you do? I just brushed it, Elowen said quickly. You're careless. Miss Calvera grabbed the brush from her hand. Always careless. She brushed hard. Each stroke felt like claws. Elowen squeezed her eyes shut. Your father expects you to be perfect, Miss Calvera said. You represent the Vale name. Perfection only. I'm trying. Trying is for poor people. You're a Vale. You don't try. You do. Another hard stroke. Elowen's scalp burned. Miss Calvera finally stopped. Stand up. Elowen obeyed. You have dinner tonight. Smile. Sit straight. Don't make noise. Don't touch your hair. Elowen nodded fast. If you embarrass your father, there will be consequences. Miss Calvera left. Elowen's whole body trembled. She bent down to pick up the fallen hair. Then she froze. Something metallic glinted among the blonde strands. Thin, cold, silver. Not hair. Wire. Her breath caught. She picked it up carefully. It was sharp at the edges. Tiny letters carved into it. V-Lab. Her father's company. Why was there metal in her hair? She wrapped it in tissue. Hid it under the sink. Her heart pounded so hard she could hear it. Something was wrong. Something had been wrong for a long time. Across town, 7-year-old Sky Brooks bounced on the couch. Her mom had just told her about a new job. Cleaning for a very rich family. Can I come with you? Sky asked. She was a black American girl with bright eyes and braided hair full of colorful beads. Her mother smiled. She was a black American woman in her 30s, tired but loving. Just tomorrow. To see the place. But you have to behave. I will. I promise. That night, Sky lay in bed imagining what a mansion looked like. Gold doors, swimming pools, rooms bigger than her whole apartment. She had no idea what she'd really find. A girl her age, hurting, alone, scared. And tomorrow, Sky's life would change forever. Because sometimes, one person caring changes everything. Sometimes, a 7-year-old girl with braids and a big heart becomes a hero without even knowing it. The next morning, Sky woke up excited. She put on her best dress. Her mom braided her hair extra nice. They drove through the city, through gates that opened by themselves. The mansion appeared. Massive, white, perfect, but inside those perfect walls a little girl was suffering, and Sky was about to walk right into her life. What happens when two girls from completely different worlds meet? What happens when one refuses to look away? What happens when a friendship becomes the thing that saves a life? Sky didn't know yet, but she was about to find out. And nothing would ever be the same. For either of them. Sky pressed her face against the car window. The gates were taller than any building she'd ever seen. They opened automatically. "Whoa," she whispered. Her mother, a black American woman in her 30s, glanced at her. "Remember? Quiet, stay close, don't touch anything." "I promise," Sky said. She was 7 years old, black American, with bright, curious eyes. The mansion was huge, white columns, shiny floors, everything sparkled, but something smelled wrong, sharp, like hospitals. Sky wrinkled her nose. A man with a clipboard met them. "Mrs. Brooks, follow me." They walked through hallway after hallway. No toys, no laughter, just cold silence. A woman appeared, tall, thin, eyes like ice, Miss Calvera. She looked at 7-year-old Sky like she was dirt. "This is the child?" "Yes," Sky's mother said quickly. "She won't cause trouble." Miss Calvera bent down. Her voice was freezing. "Children are never as invisible as they think." Sky's stomach twisted. They kept walking, room after room, everything too clean, too perfect, too quiet. Then Sky heard something, a small sound like someone crying but trying not to. She stopped. Her mother didn't hear it. She kept following the man. Sky turned toward a door that was slightly open. Inside, a girl sat on the floor, knees pulled to her chest, hands covering her head, blonde hair, pale skin, 8 years old maybe. The girl looked up. Her eyes were red from crying. Sky pushed the door open slowly. The girl jumped. "I'm not supposed to talk to anyone." "I'm Sky," she said softly. "I'm 7. The girl hesitated. "Alawan, I'm 8. You look sad." Alawan looked down. "I wasn't supposed to be seen." "Everybody should be seen," Sky said. Alawan's eyes filled with something. Hope, maybe. Sky noticed she kept rubbing her head. "Does it hurt?" Alawan froze. Her breathing stopped. "A little?" "Can I look?" Alawan started to answer, but footsteps thundered down the hall. Heavy, fast. "Miss Calvera." Sky's mother called from somewhere far away. "Sky!" Miss Calvera appeared in the doorway, fury on her face. "What do you think you're doing?" She looked sad. "You are not here to make friends," Miss Calvera snapped. "Do not come back to this room, ever." Sky stepped back, but as she left, she looked at Elowen one more time. Elowen mouthed one word: help. That night, Sky couldn't sleep. She kept seeing Elowen's face, the fear, the pain, the loneliness. "Mom," she said in the dark, "that girl at the mansion, something's wrong." Her mother sighed. "Baby, rich people have problems too, but it's not our business." But she asked for help. "Sky, we need this job. Please don't cause trouble." Sky went quiet, but she didn't stop thinking about Alawan. The next day, Sky went back with her mother. She waited until her mom was busy cleaning the kitchen. Then she snuck away. She found Alawan in the same room, sitting by the window alone. "You came back," Alawan whispered. "Of course. We're friends now." Alawan blinked. "Friends? If you want." Alawan nodded slowly. A tiny smile appeared. "I do. I really do." "Can I braid your hair?" Sky asked. "I promise I'll be gentle." Elowen looked scared, but she nodded. Sky sat behind her, started parting the hair carefully. At first everything felt normal. Then her fingers touched something, cold, hard, metal. Sky froze. "Ellie, there's something in your hair." Elowen flinched. "Please don't tell." She said, "I'm not supposed to know." "Know what?" Elowen's voice broke. "That it's my fault. That if I was better, she wouldn't have to do this." Sky's chest hurt. "Ellie, this isn't your fault." Before she could say more, Miss Calvera's voice cut through the air like a knife. What are you touching? Miss Calvera grabbed Elowen's arm, not hard, but firm. Come with me. Sky stepped forward. Wait, she didn't do anything. You need to leave. Now. Miss Calvera's voice was ice. Sky watched them walk toward the bathroom. Her heart pounded. She couldn't just leave. She followed quietly, pressed herself against the wall outside the bathroom door. Inside, Miss Calvera's voice echoed. You let someone touch your hair. You know the rules. I'm sorry, Elowen whimpered. Sorry doesn't fix anything. Sky heard a click. Metal on metal. She peeked through the crack in the door. Miss Calvera held a small silver tool, like something from a doctor's office. Elowen sat in a chair, trembling. Miss Calvera lifted the tool to Elowen's scalp, pushed hair aside. She inserted it carefully, twisted, pulled. A thin metallic strand came out. Elowen gasped. Tears rolled down her face. Miss Calvera dropped the strand into the sink. Always so dramatic. She turned to rinse the tool. In that second, Sky moved fast. She darted into the bathroom, grabbed the metallic strand from the sink, shoved it in her pocket. She was back in the hallway before Miss Calvera turned around. Sky ran to a quiet corner. Her hands shook as she opened her palm. The strand wasn't hair, it was metal. Thin as thread, with tiny sharp points on it, and words, carved so small she could barely read them. V-Lab Prototype 3. Sky's stomach dropped. V-Lab, Veil Lab. Elowen's last name was Veil. Her father's company did this. The next morning, Sky waited near the front entrance. A man walked past, fast, important. People followed him with papers and tablets. Ariston Vale, Elowen's father, white American businessman in an expensive suit. Sky stepped right in front of him. He almost tripped. What are you? Sky held out the metal strand. Her hand shook. This was in Elowen's hair. Ariston frowned, annoyed at first. Then he looked closer. His face changed. Color drained from his cheeks. Where did you get this? Miss Calvera used a tool. She pulled it out. It hurt Elowen bad. Ariston stared at the strand. His jaw clenched tight. He turned to his assistant. Clear my schedule. Sir, you have... Now. Everyone scattered. Ariston knelt down to Sky's level. 7-year-old black American girl looking up at a billionaire. Take me to her. They ran through the mansion, upstairs, down hallways. Elowen's door was closed. Ariston pushed it open. Then he stopped breathing. Elowen sat on the floor, arms around her knees, face buried, crying silently. Miss Calvera stood over her, the silver tool still in her hand. Ariston's voice came out like thunder. What is that? Miss Calvera turned, surprised. Sir, I was just... What is in your hand? A maintenance tool. Your daughter requires regular adjustments. Adjustments? Ariston's voice shook. You've been hurting my daughter? Miss Calvera stayed calm. Discipline isn't hurt. The program requires... What program? Project Seraphim. You signed the authorization yourself 2 years ago. The words hit like a punch. Ariston went pale. I signed... What? Elowen crawled toward her father. Daddy, I didn't mean to cause trouble. Ariston dropped to his knees, pulled her into his arms. No, you didn't cause anything. I failed you, but I'm here now. Miss Calvera crossed her arms. Emotional attachment will compromise the research. Ariston stood slowly. Research. She's my daughter, not an experiment. She's both. Check your contracts. Ariston's hands balled into fists. Not to hit, just from anger. Get out. You're fired. Miss Calvera didn't move. I don't work for you. I work for the program. Check who authorized it. She walked out calmly. Ariston stared at the door. Then he looked at Sky. You saved her. A 7-year-old child saved my daughter when I didn't even see. Sky just nodded. Ariston pulled out his phone. I'm calling my lawyer and the police. This ends today. But as he dialed, a message appeared on his screen from an unknown number. We know you know. Don't involve authorities. We'll discuss terms. Below it, a photo. Elowen sleeping, taken from above. Recent. Maybe last night. Someone was watching. Ariston locked himself in his office. Sky and Elowen sat on the couch while he typed fast on his computer. His hands shook. He pulled up files from VLab, his own company, but these files were hidden, password protected. He found a folder labeled Project Seraphim. He clicked it. His face went white. No, he whispered. Sky held Elowen's hand tight. What is it? Ariston read out loud. His voice cracked. Subject, E. Vale. Age, 8. Purpose, behavioral conditioning through scalp implants. Pain response monitoring. Goal, complete obedience training. Elowen started shaking. Sky squeezed her hand. I'm right here. Ariston scrolled down, stopped on one line. Program Director, Board Member DV. 7-year-old Black American Sky frowned. Who's DV? Ariston closed his eyes. Dorian Vale, my half-brother. The room went silent. Ariston's phone buzzed. Another message. Subject must continue program. Withdraw your interference or face legal action. You authorized this. Ariston threw his phone across the room. I never authorized hurting my daughter. He picked it back up, called his head of security. I need cameras checked, all of them. Someone's watching the house. Within an hour, security found them. Tiny cameras hidden in air vents, light fixtures, even inside Elowen's teddy bear. 12 cameras total, all installed months ago. Someone had been watching Elowen suffer, recording it, studying it. Ariston sat down heavily. How did I not see this? You were busy, Sky said simply. 7 years old, but wise. Adults miss things when they're busy. He looked at her. You're 7. How did you see it? Because I wasn't busy. I just looked at her. Ariston's eyes filled with tears. That afternoon, he made a decision. He called his half-brother Dorian. We need to talk. Now. Dorian arrived an hour later. White American man in his 40s. Expensive suit. Casual smile. You look stressed, Ari. Ariston threw the metallic strand on the desk. This was in my daughter's hair. Dorian glanced at it. Didn't flinch. Ah, the prototype. You experimented on Elowen? Dorian shrugged. You were traveling constantly. She was available. The data we collected is remarkable. Sky stepped forward. Her voice shook with anger. She's a kid. Dorian raised an eyebrow. And who are you? Elowen's friend. Dorian smiled. Cold, empty. How sweet. Ariston stepped between them. If you go near her again, you'll what? Dorian interrupted. Sue me? Report me? You signed the consent forms. Your signature is on everything. I signed research funding, not permission to torture my daughter. Read the fine print. Human trials. Behavioral modification. It's all there. Ariston grabbed the papers, started reading. His face fell. Dorian was right. The authorization was buried in legal language. But it was there. You tricked me, Ariston whispered. I used your ambition. You wanted VLab to lead in neuroscience. I delivered. You just didn't ask questions. She's 8 years old. She's a breakthrough. Children's brains are flexible, trainable. Imagine a generation of perfect, obedient leaders. You're insane. Dorian straightened his jacket. I'm visionary. You're just too emotional to see it. He turned to leave. Oh, and Ari, if you try to shut this down, the board will vote you out. I have majority support. VLab continues with or without you. He walked out. Ariston collapsed into his chair. Elowen whispered from the couch. Am I in trouble? No, sweetheart. You're not in trouble. I am. I should have protected you. Sky looked at him. So what do we do? I don't know yet. Can't the police help? Not if I legally authorized it. Even if I didn't understand what I was signing. 7-year-old Black American Sky crossed her arms. Then we find another way. Ariston looked at this brave little girl. What way? I don't know yet, but we will, because that's what people who care do. They don't give up. Ariston smiled sadly. You're right. He pulled both girls close. I promise you both. I will fix this. I don't care what it costs. Ariston spent 3 days locked in his office with lawyers. He needed to find a legal way to stop the program. Meanwhile, Skye stayed with Elowen every day. Her mother, a Black American woman in her 30s, agreed to bring 7-year-old Black American Skye to the mansion daily. They played in Elowen's room, drew pictures, talked quietly. Does your head still hurt? Skye asked one afternoon. A little, but less than before. Good. Elowen looked at her. Why are you so nice to me? Because you needed a friend. But you barely knew me. Skye shrugged. Sometimes you just know when someone needs help. Elowen smiled. First real smile in months. On the 4th day, Ariston called them into his office. His lawyer sat there, an older woman with kind eyes. Girls, I need to ask Elowen some questions. Is that okay? Elowen nodded nervously. Did Miss Calvera ever explain what she was doing? She said it was maintenance, that all rich girls get it. Did it hurt? Elowen's voice got small. Every time. Did you ever ask her to stop? Once. She said pain builds character. The lawyer wrote everything down. Did anyone else know? Doctors? Staff? I don't think so. She always did it when we were alone. The lawyer looked at Ariston. This helps. But without proof of harm, it's still legally authorized research. She has scars, Ariston said, which they'll claim are normal side effects disclosed in the consent forms. Ariston slammed his hand on the desk. Not violent, just frustrated. There has to be something. The lawyer thought. There might be. If we can prove Miss Calvera exceeded the authorized protocols, went beyond what the paperwork allowed. How do we prove that? We need the original research protocol and the medical records of what was actually done. Ariston pulled up his computer. I have access to VLab servers. Let me look. He searched for an hour, finally found a hidden folder. Here, daily logs from Miss Calvera. He opened one. His face went pale. What? The lawyer asked. The authorized protocol said, monitor stress responses. But look at this entry. He read aloud. Subject EV showed resistance today. Increased pain stimulus by 40% to test compliance threshold. Subject broke after 12 minutes. The room went silent. She was torturing her, Ariston whispered. Not monitoring. Torturing. The lawyer leaned forward. That's our case. She exceeded authorized protocols. This is abuse disguised as research. Can we arrest her? We can press charges, but more importantly, we can get a court order to remove all implants immediately and shut down the program. Ariston stood. Do it. File everything today. The lawyer gathered papers. I'll need Elowen to see a doctor. Independent examination. Can you handle that? Absolutely. That afternoon, they took Elowen to a private medical clinic. The doctor was gentle, kind. She examined Elowen's scalp carefully. How many implants are there? Ariston asked. The doctor counted. 12. Small fiber optic wires embedded in the follicles. Can you remove them? Yes, it's delicate but safe. She'll need to be sedated. Elowen grabbed Ariston's hand. Will it hurt? You'll be asleep, sweetheart. You won't feel anything. Can Skye stay with me? Ariston looked at 7-year-old Black American Skye. She nodded immediately. I'm not going anywhere. The surgery was scheduled for the next morning. That night, Elowen couldn't sleep. Skye climbed into bed with her. What if something goes wrong? Elowen whispered. Nothing will go wrong. The doctor is really good. What if they come back? Miss Calvera or Uncle Dorian? Your dad won't let them, and neither will I. Elowen turned to look at her. You're the bravest person I know. Skye smiled. No, you are. You survived all this before I even showed up. I don't feel brave. Brave people never do. They just keep going anyway. Elowen closed her eyes. Thank you, Skye. For what? For seeing me. Skye squeezed her hand. Always. The next morning, they went to the clinic early. Elowen wore a hospital gown. Looked so small. The doctor smiled. Ready? Elowen looked at Skye. 7-year-old Black American Skye gave her a thumbs up. I'll be right here when you wake up. Promise? Promise. They wheeled Elowen into surgery. Ariston and Skye sat in the waiting room. 2 hours felt like forever. Finally, the doctor came out. It's done. All 12 implants removed. She'll be sore for a few days, but she's going to be fine. Ariston broke down crying. Skye hugged him. She's free now, Skye whispered. Thanks to you. Thanks to all of us. Elowen woke up slowly, groggy, confused. Then she saw Skye sitting right beside her bed. You stayed, Elowen whispered. 7-year-old Black American Skye smiled. I promised. Elowen reached up to touch her head. It was bandaged but didn't hurt like before. Are they gone? All of them, Ariston said from the doorway. You're free. Elowen started crying. Not from pain. From relief. The doctor came in. How do you feel? Tired. But better. That's normal. You'll need to rest for a few days. No school, no stress. Elowen nodded. They went home that afternoon. Ariston carried her to her room, tucked her into bed. I'm going to stay home with you. No work, no meetings, just us. Really? Really. I have a lot of time to make up for. Elowen smiled and fell asleep. Skye's mother came to pick her up. Thank you for letting her stay, Ariston said to the Black American woman. She wouldn't have left anyway, her mother laughed. That girl has a will of steel. She saved my daughter's life. Skye's mother looked at her daughter with pride. She's always had a big heart. That night, Ariston received a call from his lawyer. The charges are filed. Miss Calvera will be arrested tomorrow morning. Good. But there's something else. Dorian filed a countersuit. Claims you're destroying valuable research. Ariston's jaw tightened. Let him try. There's going to be a hearing. Judge will decide if the program continues or gets shut down permanently. When? 2 weeks. We'll be ready. The next morning, police arrived at Miss Calvera's home. She answered the door calmly. Miss Calvera, you're under arrest for child abuse and exceeding authorized research protocols. She didn't resist, just held out her wrists. This is a mistake. I was following orders. You can explain that to the judge. They took her away. When Elowen heard the news, she cried again. She can't hurt me anymore? Never again, Ariston promised. Over the next 2 weeks, Elowen healed. Her hair started growing back. The sore spots faded. The nightmares came less often. Skye visited every single day. They painted together, watched movies, played board games, normal kid things. One afternoon, Elowen said something that stopped Ariston in his tracks. Dad, I want to go to court. What? The hearing. I want to tell the judge what happened. Sweetheart, you don't have to. I want to. So this never happens to another kid. Ariston looked at his 8-year-old daughter. So brave. Okay, if you're sure. I'm sure. 7-year-old Black American Skye squeezed her hand. I'll go with you. The day of the hearing arrived. The courtroom was cold and big. Dorian sat at one table with his lawyers, Ariston and Elowen at another. Skye sat right behind them. The judge entered. Everyone stood. This is a hearing to determine if Project Seraphim violated ethical research standards, Mr. Vale, you may present your case. Ariston's lawyer stood. Your Honor, we have medical records showing that the defendant exceeded all authorized protocols and caused deliberate harm to a minor child. She presented the evidence. Photos of Alawan's scalp, the removed implants, Miss Calvera's own logs admitting she increased pain levels. Dorian's lawyer argued back. The child's father signed full consent. All procedures were disclosed. Monitoring was disclosed, Ariston's lawyer interrupted. Not torture. The judge looked at the papers. I'd like to hear from the child. Alawan's heart pounded. Ariston squeezed her shoulder. You don't have to. I want to. She walked to the witness stand, looked so small in the big chair. The judge smiled gently. Hello, Alawan. Can you tell me what happened? Alawan's voice started quiet. Miss Calvera said she was helping me, but it hurt. Every single time. Did you ever ask her to stop? Yes. She said pain makes you better. How often did this happen? 3 times a week, for 2 years. The courtroom went silent. Did anyone else know? Alawan shook her head. She said if I told, it would get worse. The judge's face hardened. Thank you, Alawan. You're very brave. Alawan stepped down. The judge looked at both lawyers. I'm making my ruling now. Everyone held their breath. Project Seraphim is shut down effective immediately. All research material sealed. Miss Calvera will face criminal trial. Dorian stood up. Your Honor. Sit down, Mr. Vale, and consider yourself lucky I'm not charging you, too. The gavel slammed. It was over. Ariston hugged Alawan tight. She buried her face in his chest and cried. But this time, they were happy tears. 7-year-old Black American Sky jumped up and down. We won! We won! Alawan reached for her. We did it. You did it, Sky corrected. You were so brave. Outside the courthouse, reporters waited. But Ariston didn't stop to talk. He just held his daughter's hand and went home, where healing could finally begin. Recovery took weeks. Alawan's scalp healed slowly. The doctor said her hair would grow back thick and healthy. Ariston canceled all his work trips, stayed home, cooked her favorite meals, read her stories at bedtime. Things he should have been doing all along. Sky came over every day after school. Her mother, a Black American woman in her 30s, brought 7-year-old Black American Sky straight to the mansion. They weren't servants anymore. They were family. One afternoon, Alawan and Sky sat under the big oak tree in the garden. Does your head still hurt? Sky asked. Not anymore. Just itchy where the hair's growing back. That's good. Alawan picked at the grass. Sky? Yeah? Why did you help me? You didn't even know me. Sky thought about it. I just saw you were hurting, and I couldn't walk away. Most people would have. Then most people are missing out. You're my best friend now. Alawan smiled. Really? Really. They sat quietly for a while. What do you want to be when you grow up? Alawan asked. I don't know yet. Maybe a teacher or a doctor, someone who helps people. I want to help people too, Alawan said. Kids like me, so they know they're not alone. Sky nodded. We could do it together. Yeah, we could. A few weeks later, Ariston made an announcement at dinner. I'm starting a foundation for children who've been hurt by people they trusted. Alawan looked up. Really? Really. It'll provide therapy, legal help, and safe places. And I'd like to name it after you, if that's okay. Alawan's eyes filled with tears. The Alawan Vale Foundation? Yes, I love it. Sky raised her juice cup. To helping kids, they all clinked glasses. That night, Alawan had her first nightmare in weeks. She woke up crying. Dad! Ariston ran in immediately. I'm here. You're safe. I dreamed Miss Calvera came back. She can't. She's in jail awaiting trial. She can't hurt you anymore. Promise? I promise. He stayed with her until she fell back asleep. In the morning, Alawan seemed different, quieter. What's wrong? Sky asked when she arrived. I had a nightmare. About her. That's normal. My mom says bad dreams happen when our brain is trying to heal. Does it get better? Yeah, it does. Elowen nodded. Okay. They decided to do something fun, something normal. They baked cookies in the kitchen. Flour everywhere. Chocolate chips more in their mouths than the dough. Ariston walked in and laughed. You two are a mess. The best kind of mess, Sky said. 8-year-old Elowen grinned, chocolate on her face. It was the most normal she'd felt in years. A few days later, a woman came to the door. She was nervous, tired-looking. Mr. Vale, I saw the news about the foundation. My daughter. She's been hurt by her coach. Nobody believes her. Can you help? Ariston didn't hesitate. Come in. Tell me everything. The woman broke down crying as she told her story. Elowen listened from the stairs. When the woman left, she came down. Dad, there are more kids like me? Unfortunately, yes. Then we have to help them all. We will. That's what the foundation is for. Elowen looked determined. I want to help too, when I'm older. You already are helping, by being brave enough to speak up. That weekend, they visited the First Foundation office. It was small but bright. Colorful walls, comfortable furniture, toys in the corner, a safe place. Elowen walked through the rooms. Kids will come here? Yes, for therapy, for support groups, for help. This is perfect. Sky pointed at a wall. Can we paint something, like a mural? What kind? Ariston asked. Something hopeful, like a sunrise, or kids holding hands. I love that idea. They spent the afternoon painting together. 8-year-old Elowen and 7-year-old Black American Sky with paintbrushes, Ariston helping with the high parts. When they finished, they stepped back, 2 painted children holding hands under a rainbow. It's us, Elowen whispered. It's every kid who needs hope, Sky said. That night, Elowen slept without nightmares. She woke up smiling. Dad, I feel different today. Different how? Lighter, like something heavy finally let go. Ariston hugged her. That's healing, sweetheart. I like it. Me too. 1 month after the surgery, Elowen looked in the mirror. Her hair was growing back, soft blonde curls. No more patches, no more pain, just healing. She touched her head gently. I'm okay, she whispered to her reflection. I'm really okay. And for the first time in 2 years, she believed it. Sky appeared in the doorway. Talking to yourself? Elowen laughed. Maybe. Good, that means you're getting confident again. They hugged. 2 girls who saved each other. 2 girls who were just beginning. 3 months later, Elowen went back to school. She was nervous. Terrified, actually. What if kids ask about my hair? She said that morning. Ariston knelt down. Then you tell them it's growing back. You don't owe them more than that. 7-year-old Black American Sky had good news. Guess what? My mom got me into the same school. We'll be together. Elowen's face lit up. Really? Really. Different grades, but same building. I'll see you at lunch. That made everything better. Ariston drove them both to school. Elowen walked into her classroom. Kids stared. A boy pointed. Why is your hair short? Elowen's stomach twisted. I had to cut it. It's growing back. Why'd you cut it? Medical reasons. The teacher clapped her hands. All right, everyone. Let's give Elowen space. Welcome back, dear. Elowen sat down. Her heart still pounded, but she made it through the morning. At lunch, she found Sky at a table. How was it? Sky asked. Scary, but okay. See, you did it. A girl from Elowen's class came over. Can I sit here? Elowen nodded. The girl smiled. I like your hair. Short hair is cool. Thanks. More kids joined the table. Nobody asked mean questions. They just talked about normal stuff. Teachers, homework, games at recess. Alawan realized something. She was just another kid here. Not an experiment, not a victim, just Alawan. After school, Ariston picked them up. "How was your first day back?" Alawan smiled. "Good, really good. I'm proud of you." That night, the Iwa Foundation held its first support group. 5 kids came, ages 7 to 12. All of them hurt by adults they trusted. Alawan wanted to attend, just to listen. A therapist led the group. Kind woman with a warm voice. "This is a safe space. You can share or just listen. Whatever feels right." A 10-year-old boy spoke first. "My coach hurt me. I told my parents, but they didn't believe me at first." An 11-year-old girl went next. "My aunt was mean to me when I lived with her. She said if I told, I'd get in trouble." Then Alawan raised her hand. "My name is Alawan. Someone I trusted hurt me too. For a long time. But my friend Sky saw something was wrong. She told my dad. And now I'm safe." The other kids nodded, understanding in their eyes. After the meeting, the boy came up to Alawan. "Thank you for sharing. It helps knowing someone else gets it." "You're not alone," Alawan said. "None of us are." He smiled. First real smile, maybe in a long time. On the drive home, Alawan was quiet. "What are you thinking?" Ariston asked. "That I want to do this more. Talk to kids. Let them know it gets better. You're 8 years old. You don't have to, I know. But I want to." Ariston looked at her in the rearview mirror. "Okay. When you're ready." A few weeks later, Alawan's teacher asked her to do something. "We're doing a unit on courage. Would you be willing to share your story with the class?" Alawan's stomach flipped. "In front of everyone? Only if you're comfortable." Alawan thought about it all night. The next morning, she told Sky, "Should I do it? Do you want to? I'm scared. But yeah, I think I do." "Then do it. I'll be right there." That afternoon, Alawan stood in front of her class, 20 kids watching her. Her hands shook, but her voice stayed steady. "When I was younger, someone hurt me. I thought I'd never be okay again. But my friend believed me. My dad helped me. And now I'm here." The room was silent. "If someone's hurting you, tell someone. Keep telling until someone listens. You deserve to be safe." Her teacher wiped her eyes. "Thank you, Alawan." Kids clapped. Some came up after to hug her. One girl whispered, "My babysitter is mean to me. I'm going to tell my mom." Alawan squeezed her hand. "Good. You should." That night, Alawan couldn't stop smiling. "I helped someone today. A girl in my class." Ariston hugged her. "I'm so proud of you. I think I want to keep doing this, helping kids. Then we'll make sure you can." Sky came over for dinner. Her mother, a Black American woman in her 30s, joined them too. They ate spaghetti and laughed about silly things. Normal family dinner. After dessert, Alawan and Sky went to the garden, sat under their tree. "Today was a good day," Alawan said. "The first of many," Sky replied. "You really think so?" "I know so." They watched the sunset together. 2 girls who'd been through something terrible, but came out stronger and were just getting started. Alawan touched her head, hair growing in soft and healthy. "I'm not broken anymore." "You never were," Sky said. "You were just hurt. There's a difference." Alawan smiled. "I love you, Sky." "I love you too, Ellie." The stars started appearing. Everything felt peaceful. Safe. Right. And Alawan finally understood what happiness felt like. 6 months later, Alawan turned 9. Her birthday party was the first real one she'd ever had. Balloons, cake, music, friends from school, and Sky. Always Sky. 8-year-old Black American Sky helped plan everything. Open mine first, she said, bouncing with excitement. Alawan unwrapped it carefully. A journal with a lock and key. For your thoughts, Sky explained. Private ones that nobody can take. Alawan hugged her tight. It's perfect. They ate cake, played games, laughed until their stomachs hurt. Normal kid things. That night, after everyone left, Alawan wrote in her new journal. Today I turned 9. I had the best birthday ever. A year ago I didn't think I'd make it this far. But I did. And I'm happy. She locked it and put it under her pillow. Her secret safe place. The foundation grew quickly. More families reached out. More kids needed help. Ariston hired therapists, social workers, lawyers who worked for free. The waiting list got longer every week. One afternoon, a mother called crying. My son won't talk, won't eat. Something happened at his school, but he's too scared to say. Ariston scheduled an appointment immediately. When they arrived, the boy was small, maybe 7. Eyes on the floor. Alawan was there with Sky. They were coloring in the kids' room. The boy saw them and stopped. Hi, Alawan said gently. I'm Alawan. This is Sky. Want to color with us? The boy didn't answer, but he sat down. Sky handed him a crayon. I'm doing a dinosaur. What are you going to draw? The boy picked up a black crayon. Started drawing. Dark scribbles. Angry marks. Alawan didn't push. She just colored beside him. After 10 minutes, the boy spoke. My teacher yells at me, every day in front of everyone. She says I'm stupid. Alawan put down her crayon. That's not okay. You're not stupid. She says I am. She's wrong, and what she's doing is mean. The boy looked up. Tears in his eyes. Really? Really. You should tell your mom. She can help. The boy nodded slowly. Later, his mother took him to talk with a therapist. 2 weeks later, she called back. They moved my son to a different class. The teacher is being investigated. Thank you. Alawan smiled when she heard. We helped him. You did, Ariston said, by just being kind. That year, the foundation helped 30 kids. Some were hurt by parents, some by coaches or teachers, some by people they thought were friends. All of them needed someone to believe them, and the foundation did. In school, Alawan's confidence grew. She joined art club, made more friends. Raised her hand in class. She still had hard days, days where the memories came back, but they got fewer. One day, her teacher pulled her aside. Alawan, I want to nominate you for the school's Courage Award. What's that? It's given to one student who shows exceptional bravery. I think that's you. Alawan's cheeks turned red. I don't know. Think about it, she told Sky at lunch. You should do it, Sky said. It feels weird, like showing off. It's not showing off. It's showing other kids they can be brave too. Alawan thought about it. Okay, I'll do it. The award ceremony was 2 weeks later. The whole school gathered in the gym. The principal called Alawan to the stage. This year's Courage Award goes to Alawan Vale. Despite facing difficult circumstances, she came back to school with strength and grace. She speaks up for others. She shows us all what real courage looks like. Everyone clapped. Alawan accepted the certificate, stood at the microphone. Her voice was quiet at first, then stronger. Thank you. I want to say that courage isn't about not being scared. It's about doing hard things even when you are scared, and asking for help when you need it. She looked at 8-year-old Black American Sky in the front row. I couldn't have done any of this without my best friend. So this award is for both of us. Sky wiped her eyes. After the ceremony, kids came up to Alawan. That was really cool. You're brave. Thank you for talking about hard stuff. Alawan felt something new. Pride. Not in a bad way, but in knowing she survived something terrible and came out stronger. That night, Ariston took both girls out for ice cream. I'm proud of you both, he said. We're proud of each other, Elowen replied. Sky raised her cone. To being brave. They clinked ice cream cones together and laughed. Later, Elowen wrote in her journal, Today I won an award, but the real prize is having people who love me, people who see me, people who stay. She locked it and smiled. Life wasn't perfect. Some days were still hard, but it was so much better than before, and it was only going to get better. That weekend they went to the foundation. A new girl was there, maybe 10. Wouldn't talk to anyone. Elowen sat beside her quietly. Didn't force conversation. Just sat. After a while, the girl spoke. Does it get better? Elowen nodded. Yeah, it really does. How long? Different for everyone, but it does. The girl took a shaky breath. Okay. You're not alone, Elowen added. The girl looked at her. Thank you. At 10 years old, Elowen decided to write a book. About what? Ariston asked. My story, so other kids know they're not alone. That's a big project. I know, but I want to do it. Sky, now 9 years old and Black American, volunteered immediately. I'll help you. They worked on it every weekend. Elowen wrote about the pain, the fear, the loneliness, but also about Sky finding her, about healing, about hope. It took 6 months. When they finished, Elowen held the manuscript. It's done. Ariston hired an editor, then a publisher. The book was called Wired for Survival, My Story. The cover showed 2 girls holding hands under a tree. It released on Elowen's 11th birthday. The first week, it sold 5,000 copies. By the second week, 20,000. Reviews poured in. Every child should read this. Powerful and honest. This book gave my daughter courage to speak up. Schools started inviting Elowen to talk. Her first speaking event was at a middle school. She stood in front of 200 students. Her hands shook, but she spoke clearly. When I was 8, someone hurt me. I stayed quiet because I was scared. But staying quiet made it worse. The auditorium was silent. If something bad is happening to you, tell someone. Tell a teacher. Tell a parent. Tell a friend. Keep telling until someone helps. A girl in the front row raised her hand. What if nobody believes you? Then you tell someone else. Don't stop until someone does. After the talk, 10 students came forward. They told counselors about things happening at home, at school, in their neighborhoods. All 10 got help that week. The principal called Ariston. Your daughter saved lives today. Elowen didn't feel like a hero. She just felt like she did what she wished someone had done for her earlier. 42 years. From a scared little girl to a woman who changed 50,000 lives. If this story moved you, subscribe and turn on notifications. We share true stories of survival and hope every week. And here's my final question. What's one thing you'll do differently after watching Elowen's story? Comment below. Your answer might save a life. Literally. Thank you for being here until the very end. The book kept selling. By the end of the year, it hit bestseller lists. A journalist wanted to interview Elowen. Are you comfortable with that? Ariston asked. I think so. If it helps more kids. The interview aired on national television. The journalist was kind. Asked gentle questions. What do you want people to know? Elowen thought carefully. That kids aren't making things up. When they say something's wrong, believe them. What would you say to a child going through something similar? You're stronger than you think. And it's not your fault. None of it. The interview went viral. Millions of views. Emails flooded the foundation. My daughter watched your interview. She finally told us what her coach was doing. My son opened up after hearing your story. Thank you for giving kids a voice. Elowen read every message. Some made her cry, others made her smile. All of them reminded her why she shared her story. That year, the foundation expanded to 3 cities. More offices, more therapists, more kids helped. Ariston stepped back from his company completely. The foundation is my priority now, and you are. Elowyn hugged him. Thank you, Dad. For what? For choosing me, finally. I should have chosen you from the start. But you're here now. That's what matters. One afternoon, a letter arrived from Miss Calvera. Elowyn stared at the envelope. Do you want me to throw it away? Ariston asked. No, I want to read it. She opened it carefully. Elowyn, I know you won't forgive me. I don't expect you to. What I did was wrong. I told myself it was research, but it was cruelty. I'm sorry. I hope you find peace. CM. Elowyn folded the letter. How do you feel? 9-year-old Black American Sky asked. I don't know. Sad for her, maybe, but also free. Free. She apologized, but I realize I don't need her apology. I already moved on. Sky smiled. That's real healing. Elowyn nodded. Yeah, it is. She threw the letter away. Later that week they celebrated. The Foundation's 1-year anniversary. Over 100 kids helped. Families reunited. Abusers stopped. Laws changed. At the celebration, Elowyn gave a speech. A year ago, I was just a girl who survived something terrible. Now I'm a girl who helps others survive too. She looked at Sky in the audience. None of this happens without my best friend. She saw me when I was invisible. She believed me when I felt unbelievable. She saved me. Sky wiped tears. So thank you. To everyone here. To every kid who found courage to speak up. To every adult who listened. Everyone stood and clapped. That night, Elowyn wrote in her journal. I'm 11 now. My book is helping people. The foundation is growing. I have friends. I have family. I have peace. She paused. I used to think my pain would define me forever, but it doesn't. It's just part of my story, not the whole thing. She locked the journal. Looked at herself in the mirror, hair long and healthy, eyes bright, smile real. I did it, she whispered. I survived, and I'm helping others survive too. She climbed into bed. No nightmares came, just dreams, good ones, of a future full of hope. At 12, Elowyn started middle school. New building, older kids, more pressure. But she wasn't the scared girl from years ago. 10-year-old Black American Sky was still in elementary school, so they didn't see each other during the day. Text me if you need me, Sky said that first morning. I will. Middle school was different. Harder classes, more homework, social drama, but Elowyn handled it. She joined the debate team, made new friends, got good grades. One day a girl approached her at lunch. You're the one who wrote that book, right? Elowyn nodded. Yeah? Can I talk to you? Privately? They went to an empty classroom. The girl's hands shook. My stepfather says things to me. Inappropriate things. I don't know what to do. Elowyn's heart broke. You need to tell a counselor. Today. What if they don't believe me? They will. And I'll come with you if you want. The girl nodded. Okay. They went to the counselor together. Elowyn waited outside while the girl talked. An hour later, the counselor called the girl's mother. By the end of the day, the stepfather was removed from the home. The girl hugged Elowyn in the hallway. Thank you. You saved yourself. You spoke up. That year, more kids came to Elowyn, at school, at the foundation, through emails, all of them with stories, all of them needing help. She couldn't help everyone personally, but she connected them to resources, therapists, lawyers, support groups. One evening, Ariston sat her down. You're doing too much. You're 12. You should be playing. Having fun. I am having fun. This is what I want to do. But you need balance. Elowyn thought about it. You're right. I'll be more careful. She started saying no to some speaking requests, started spending more weekends just being a kid. Movies with Sky, shopping with friends, reading books that had nothing to do with trauma. It felt good. One Saturday, she and 10-year-old Black American Sky went to the mall. They tried on silly hats, ate too much candy, laughed until they cried. "This is nice," Elowen said. "Just being normal?" "You deserve normal," Sky replied. "So do you. You've spent years helping me. That's what friends do." They walked past a bookstore. Elowen's book was in the window display. "Look," Sky pointed. "You're famous," Elowen laughed. "Not famous, just visible." A woman walked by and did a double take. "Excuse me, are you Elowen Vale?" "Yes. My daughter read your book. She's been seeing a therapist because of it. You changed her life." "I'm glad she's getting help." The woman's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you." She walked away. Sky squeezed Elowen's hand. "See? You're making a difference. We are. Together." That fall, Elowen got invited to speak at a national conference. Child welfare advocates from every state would be there. "This is huge," Ariston said. "I'm nervous." "You'll be great." The conference was in Washington, D.C. Ariston, Elowen, and Sky flew there together. The venue was massive. Thousands of people. Elowen stood backstage, her heart pounded. 10-year-old Black American Sky held her hand. "You got this. What if I mess up? Then you mess up, but you won't." Elowen's name was called. She walked onto the stage. The crowd went silent. She stepped up to the microphone. "My name is Elowen Vale. 4 years ago, I was being hurt by someone I trusted. I thought my life was over." Her voice grew stronger. "But one person saw me. One person cared. And that changed everything." She talked for 20 minutes. About survival, about healing, about the importance of believing kids. When she finished, the entire room stood and clapped. People wiped tears, nodded, took notes. Afterward, dozens of people approached her. "We're changing our policies because of your work. You inspired our state to pass new laws. Thank you for using your voice." Elowen felt overwhelmed but proud. On the flight home, she leaned against Ariston. "Today was big." "You were incredible. I couldn't do it without you." "Or Sky?" Sky grinned. "We're a team. Always." That year, 3 more states passed child protection laws. All of them referenced Elowen's story. She was only 12, but she was changing the world. Not because she wanted fame, because she wanted other kids to be safe. One night, she updated her journal. "I'm 12 now. Middle school is hard but good. The foundation is growing. And I'm finally learning to be both things, a survivor and a kid." She smiled. "I think I'm doing okay." She locked it and went to bed. Dreams came easy now. Nightmares were rare, and life felt full of possibility. At 14, Elowen started high school. Bigger campus, more freedom, new challenges. 12-year-old Black American Sky was still in middle school. "I'm going to miss seeing you every day," Elowen said. "We'll still hang out after school, every day. Promise?" "Promise." High school was different. More homework, more social pressure, more everything. But Elowen joined the student council, made the honor roll, got invited to parties. She was living the normal teenage life she'd always wanted. One day, her English teacher assigned a personal essay. "Write about a moment that changed your life." Elowen knew exactly what to write. She wrote about the day Sky found the metal in her hair, the day everything changed. When she read it aloud in class, everyone went silent. After class, 3 students approached her. "I didn't know that happened to you. You're really brave. Can I talk to you about something?" One girl pulled her aside. "My boyfriend gets really mean sometimes. I don't know if it's normal or not." Elowen's stomach tightened. "What kind of mean?" "He calls me stupid. Says nobody else would want me. Shit, it controls who I talk to." "That's not normal. That's emotional abuse." The girl's eyes widened. "Really?" "Really, you should talk to the counselor." "Will you come with me?" "Of course." They went together. By the end of the week, the girl had broken up with him, started seeing a therapist. She thanked Alawan in the hallway. You helped me see I deserve better. You do? Everyone does. That year, Alawan's book got optioned for a documentary. A film crew wanted to tell her story. How do you feel about that? Ariston asked. Nervous, but good. If it helps more people. They filmed for 6 months, interviewed Alawan, Skye, Ariston, doctors, lawyers. They visited the old Vale mansion, now empty and quiet. Standing there felt strange, sad, but also freeing. This is where it happened, Alawan told the camera. But it doesn't define me anymore. The documentary premiered at a film festival. Alawan wore a nice dress. 12-year-old Black American Skye sat beside her. The lights dimmed. For 90 minutes they watched Alawan's life on screen. When it ended, the theater was silent. Then everyone stood and clapped. Alawan cried. So did Skye. We did it, Skye whispered. We did. The documentary released online 2 weeks later. Within days it was trending everywhere. 10 million views in the first week, 50 million by the end of the month. News outlets wanted interviews, morning shows called, magazines requested features. Alawan did a few, but not all. I don't want to be famous, she told Ariston. I just want to help. Then we'll be selective. She agreed to one major interview, a respected journalist known for handling sensitive topics well. The interview aired prime time. The journalist asked thoughtful questions. What do you want people to take away from your story? That kids tell the truth. When they say something's wrong, believe them. What's next for you? College eventually, maybe law school. I want to fight for kids who can't fight for themselves. Any advice for young people watching? Your voice matters. Don't let anyone silence you. The interview got 20 million views. That week, the foundation's phone rang non-stop. Families needing help. Donors wanting to contribute. Other organizations wanting to partner. The foundation expanded to 10 cities. More offices, more staff. More kids helped. Ariston looked at the numbers one evening. We've helped over 1,000 children now. Alawan smiled. 1,000 lives changed. Because of you. Because of all of us. That year, Alawan won a Youth Leadership Award. The ceremony was in New York City. 12-year-old Black American Skye flew there with her. This is so fancy, Skye whispered. Too fancy, Alawan laughed. When they called her name, Alawan walked on stage. She accepted the award and spoke into the microphone. Thank you. But this isn't just mine. It belongs to my best friend Skye, who saw me when I was invisible. To my dad, who chose to change. And to every survivor who found courage to speak up. The crowd applauded. After the ceremony, a woman approached them. I'm a senator. I've been following your work. Would you be willing to testify before Congress? We're drafting new child protection legislation. Alawan's eyes widened. Congress? Your voice could change federal law. Alawan looked at Skye. Skye nodded. You should do it. Alawan turned back to the senator. Yes, I'll do it. 3 months later, Alawan stood before the United States Congress. Ariston and Skye sat behind her. She spoke clearly into the microphone. My name is Alawan Vale. I'm 14 years old, and I'm here to tell you that children need stronger protections. She talked about her experience, about the loopholes that allowed it, about what needed to change. Senators asked questions. She answered honestly. When she finished, several senators stood. Thank you for your testimony. You've given us much to consider. 6 months later, a bill passed, the Alawan Act, stronger protections for children, mandatory oversight, harsher penalties for abusers. When Alawan heard the news, she cried, We changed federal law. You did, Ariston said. This will save so many kids. That's your legacy. At 16, Alawan got her driver's license. Her first solo trip? picking up 14-year-old Black American Sky for a road trip. They loaded the car with snacks and drove to the beach. 3 hours of singing off-key, laughing, being normal teenagers. When they reached the ocean, Elowen parked and stared. "I've never seen the ocean before." Sky grabbed her hand. "Let's go." They ran across the sand, jumped into the waves. The water was cold but perfect. Elowen floated on her back, staring at the sky. "I feel free," she whispered. "You are free," Sky replied. They stayed until sunset, ate tacos from a food truck, watched the sky turn orange and pink. "This is the best day," Elowen said. "We should do this more often." Deal. That fall, Elowen started thinking about college. She had good grades, great test scores, multiple scholarship offers, but she struggled with the decision. "I want to stay close to the foundation," she told Ariston. "The foundation will be here. You need to live your life." "But what if kids need me?" "Other people can help them. You've built something sustainable." She applied to colleges, got accepted to 12. Her top choice was the state university. Close to home. Great law program. She chose it. Sky was happy. "You're staying nearby?" "I can't leave you. Or the foundation. Not yet. Eventually you will. And that's okay." Elowen hugged her. "You're my person. Forever. Forever." Senior year was busy. Classes, college prep, foundation work. But Elowen also made time for normal things. She went to prom, had her first boyfriend, stayed up late talking with friends. Life felt balanced. One day her boyfriend asked about her scars. They were faint now, barely visible but still there. "What happened?" he asked gently. Elowen hesitated, then told him everything. When she finished, he was quiet. "I'm sorry that happened to you." "It's okay. I'm okay now. You're the strongest person I know." They dated for 6 months, then broke up amicably. "We're better as friends," he said. Agreed. No drama, just mutual respect. Elowen appreciated that. At graduation, she gave the valedictorian speech. 4 years ago, I started high school scared. Today, I'm leaving confident, not because everything was easy, but because I learned that hard things don't break you. They build you." She looked at 14-year-old Black American Sky in the audience. "To my best friend, thank you for seeing me, for believing me, for never giving up on me." Sky wiped tears. "And to everyone here, whatever you're facing, keep going. You're stronger than you think." The crowd stood and clapped. After the ceremony, families took photos. Ariston put his arm around Elowen. "I'm so proud of you. I couldn't have done it without you." "Yes, you could. But I'm glad I got to be part of it." That summer, Elowen worked full-time at the foundation. They were expanding to 20 cities, helping thousands of kids annually. One day, a letter arrived from a girl in California. "Dear Elowen, I'm 12. I read your book. I told my mom what my uncle was doing. He's gone now. I'm safe. Thank you for giving me courage. Love, Sarah." Elowen read it 3 times. "This is why we do it," she told Sky. "Every single letter like that." Yeah. College started in August. Move-in day was emotional, even though she was only 30 minutes from home. Ariston helped carry boxes to her dorm. Sky decorated her desk with photos. "You're going to do great things here," Sky said. "We're going to do great things," Elowen corrected. "I'm still in high school. Doesn't matter, we're a team." They hugged for a long time. College was different, more independence, harder classes, new responsibilities. But Elowen thrived. She declared a major in psychology, joined pre-law programs, made the dean's list. On weekends, she came home to work at the foundation. One Saturday, she met a girl who reminded her of herself. 8 years old, quiet, scared. Elowen sat beside her. "Hi, I'm Elowen." The girl didn't respond. "You don't have to talk," I'll just sit here with you." After 10 minutes, the girl spoke. "Does it get better?" Elowen nodded. "It does, I promise." "How do you know?" "Because I've been where you are, and I made it through." "You will too." The girl looked at her. "Really?" "Really." By the end of the session, the girl was smiling. Later, her mother thanked Elowen. "You reached her when nobody else could." "I just understood her." "That's a gift." That night, Elowen called Sky. "I think I know what I want to do." "What?" "Become a child psychologist and a lawyer, so I can help kids in therapy and in court." "That's perfect for you." "It'll take years. You have time." Elowen smiled. "Yeah, I do." She hung up feeling certain. Her path was clear. She'd survived something terrible, and now she'd spend her life making sure other kids survived too. Not just survived, thrived. At 18, Elowen met someone special. His name was Daniel. He sat next to her in psychology class. Kind eyes, quiet smile. "Want to study together?" he asked one day. "Sure." They met at a coffee shop, talked about class, then about life. "What made you choose psychology?" he asked. "Personal experience. I want to help kids heal from trauma." "That's amazing. My little sister struggled with anxiety. I want to understand how to help people like her." They talked for 3 hours. When Elowen got home, she called 16-year-old Black American Sky. "I think I like someone," Sky squealed. "Tell me everything." "His name's Daniel. He's sweet. He listens." "Does he know about your past?" "Not yet." "Will you tell him?" "Eventually, if this goes anywhere." They went on more dates, movies, dinners, long walks. After 2 months, Daniel asked, "Will you be my girlfriend?" Elowen smiled. "Yes." 3 months later, she decided to tell him everything. They sat in his car after dinner. "There's something you should know about me." "Okay." "When I was 8, someone hurt me. Put wires in my head. It was part of an experiment. I wrote a book about it, started a foundation." Daniel was quiet for a moment. "Elowen, it's okay if it's too much." "No, I'm just sad it happened to you. But I'm not scared off." He took her hand. "You're the strongest person I've ever met." Elowen's eyes filled with tears. "Really?" "Really." She kissed him. It felt safe. Right. That summer, 16-year-old Black American Sky came home from a summer program. Elowen introduced her to Daniel. Sky crossed her arms. "What are your intentions with my best friend?" Daniel laughed nervously. "To make her happy." "Good answer. But if you hurt her, you answer to me." "Noted." Later, Sky pulled Elowen aside. "He's good. I approve." "Thank you. But seriously, if he messes up, I know, you'll destroy him." "Exactly." That fall, Elowen started her junior year. She was busier than ever. Classes, foundation work, relationship, but she managed it all. One afternoon, a professor approached her. "Elowen, I'm leading a research study on childhood trauma recovery. Would you be interested in joining?" "What kind of research?" "Interviewing survivors, documenting what helps them heal, creating better treatment protocols." "I'd love to." She spent that semester interviewing 50 survivors, ages 8 to 60, different backgrounds, different traumas, but all with the same core message. Being believed made all the difference. She compiled the findings into a report. Her professor was impressed. "This should be published. It could change how we treat trauma." "Really?" "Really. I'll help you submit it to journals." 6 months later, the study was published. It got attention from therapists nationwide. Schools started using it. Hospitals referenced it. Training programs adopted it. Elowen was 20 years old and already influencing professional practice. That year, the foundation reached a milestone. 5,000 children helped. They threw a celebration. Survivors came, families, staff, donors. One woman approached Elowen. "You spoke at my daughter's school 5 years ago. She was being bullied. Your words gave her strength. She's in college now, thriving. Alawan hugged her. Thank you for telling me. No, thank you for not giving up. At the celebration, Alawan gave a speech. 10 years ago, I was 8 years old and hurting. I thought I'd never be okay. Today I'm 20. I'm in college. I'm happy. And I've helped 5,000 kids find safety. She looked at 18-year-old Black American Sky in the audience. None of this happens without my best friend. She saw me when I was invisible. She's been beside me every step. Sky wiped tears. So thank you. To everyone who believed, who helped, who refused to look away. Everyone stood and clapped. See that? Alawan just won her first real victory. But this story gets even more incredible. If you're feeling inspired right now, show some love by subscribing. It helps us share more stories like this. And comment below. What would you do if you found out a child was being hurt? Your answer might inspire someone else watching. Let's build a community that cares. That night, Alawan and Sky sat on Alawan's apartment balcony. Can you believe it's been 10 years? Sky asked. Feels like yesterday and forever ago at the same time. You've come so far. We've come so far. They sat in comfortable silence. What do you want to do after college? Alawan asked. Social work, definitely. I want to help families stay together when possible. That's perfect for you. What about you? Law school. Then maybe politics. I want to change laws, make systems better. You will. We will. Together. Sky smiled. Always together. Senior year flew by. Alawan graduated summa cum laude, got accepted to 3 law schools, chose the one closest to home. At graduation, she walked across the stage. Ariston and Sky cheered the loudest. Daniel was there too, clapping proudly. After the ceremony, they all went to dinner. To Alawan, Ariston said, raising his glass, who turned pain into purpose. To all of us, Alawan corrected, for being a team. They clinked glasses. That night, Alawan wrote in her journal, I'm 22, college graduate. Law school starts in the fall. The foundation is thriving, and I'm in love. She paused. That scared 8-year-old girl would be so proud of who we became. She locked it and smiled. The future felt bright, full of possibility, and she couldn't wait. Law school was brutal. Long nights, endless reading, constant pressure. But Alawan pushed through. She focused on family law and child advocacy. Her professors noticed her passion. You have a gift for this, one said. It's personal, Alawan replied. The best lawyers always have personal reasons. In her second year, she joined the child advocacy clinic. Real cases. Real kids. Real courts. Her first case was a 6-year-old boy in foster care. I want to live with my aunt, he told Alawan. Not strangers. Then we'll fight for that. She worked for weeks, gathered evidence, interviewed family members, built the case. In court, she presented confidently. This child deserves stability. His aunt provides that. Family should be the priority when it's safe. The judge agreed. The boy got to stay with his aunt. He hugged Alawan outside the courthouse. Thank you. You're welcome. That night, she called 20-year-old Black American Sky. I won my first case. I knew you would. It felt amazing. Helping him? That's your calling. During law school, Alawan and Daniel got engaged. He proposed at the beach where they'd had their first trip together. Alawan, you're the strongest, kindest person I know. Will you marry me? She said yes immediately. They planned a small wedding, just family and close friends. 20-year-old Black American Sky was maid of honor. I can't believe you're getting married, Sky said while helping Alawan get ready. I can't either. Are you nervous? No, just happy. The ceremony was under the oak tree at the estate, the same tree where Alawan and Sky used to sit. Full circle. Ariston walked Elowen down the aisle. "I'm so proud of you," he whispered. "I love you, Dad." "I love you too." She married Daniel surrounded by everyone she loved. At the reception, Skye gave a speech. "I met Elowen when we were 7 and 8. She was hurting, but she was also the bravest person I'd ever meet." The room went quiet. "She taught me that surviving isn't enough. You have to turn pain into purpose." She did that, and she changed thousands of lives. Skye raised her glass. "To Elowen, my best friend, my sister, my hero." Everyone cheered. Elowen wiped her eyes. Later, she and Daniel danced. "Happy?" he asked. "Happier than I ever imagined possible." "Good, because I plan to keep you this happy forever." She laughed. "Deal." From a traumatized 8-year-old to a married lawyer helping thousands. Elowen's transformation is unreal. If you've made it this far, you're invested in this journey. Subscribe so you never miss stories of hope like this. And drop a comment. Who's been your Skye? That one person who saw you when no one else did? Share your story below. Someone needs to hear it today. After the wedding, they honeymooned for a week. Then Elowen went back to law school. Final year. Hardest year. But she graduated top of her class, got job offers from major firms, but she chose the Children's Rights Coalition, a non-profit that fought for kids in court. The pay is lower, the recruiter warned. I don't care. This is where I belong. Her first day was exciting and terrifying. She got assigned to a case immediately. 12 kids in a foster system accused of neglect. She spent months building the case, interviewing kids, gathering evidence. The trial lasted 3 weeks. On the final day, Elowen addressed the court. These children were failed by the system meant to protect them. They deserve justice. They deserve reform. The judge ruled in their favor. The foster system was overhauled. The kids got compensation and therapy. One girl hugged Elowen outside. You believed us when nobody else did. I'll always believe you. The case made national news. Attorney Elowen Vale wins historic foster care case. Job offers flooded in again. Big firms, big money, but Elowen stayed where she was. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing it because it matters. That year, 21-year-old Black American Skye graduated college, degree in social work. Elowen threw her a party. What's next? Elowen asked. I got a job at the foundation, working with families. Elowen's eyes widened. Really? Really? We're officially co-workers now. They hugged tight. This is perfect, Elowen said. It really is. They worked together for the next 2 years, Elowen handling legal cases, Skye working with families, a perfect team. One afternoon, Elowen felt sick. She went to the doctor, came home with news. Daniel, I'm pregnant. He picked her up and spun her around. We're having a baby? We're having a baby. They called everyone immediately. Ariston cried. Skye screamed with joy. The pregnancy was hard. Morning sickness, exhaustion, worry. But Daniel was there for everything. At 7 months, they found out it was a girl. Elowen cried in the ultrasound room. A girl. We're having a daughter. That night, she sat with Ariston. I'm scared I won't know how to be a good mom. You'll figure it out. Just love her. Protect her. Listen to her. I will. I promise. They named her Maya. When she was born, Elowen held her and cried, Hi, baby girl. I'm your mom. I promise you'll always be safe, always loved, always heard. Daniel stood beside them. She's perfect. 23-year-old Black American Skye visited the next day. She held Maya carefully. She looks like you. You think? Definitely. Elowen watched Skye with her daughter. Will you be her godmother? Skye looked up, tears in her eyes. Really? Of course. Your family. Yes. 1,000 times. Yes. That night, Elowen looked at her sleeping daughter. You'll never know the pain I knew. I promise. You'll grow up safe. Loved. Free. She kissed Maya's forehead, and for the first time in her life, everything felt complete. Being a mom was harder than any case Alawan had ever worked. Sleepless nights, constant feedings, endless worry. But she loved every second. Maya was 6 months old when Alawan went back to work part-time. She took fewer cases, focused on policy work she could do from home. One afternoon, Maya sat in her lap while Alawan typed. "See this, baby? Mommy's helping other kids, just like someone helped me once." Maya babbled and grabbed at the keyboard. Alawan laughed. "Okay, maybe you're too young to understand." 24-year-old Black American Sky visited almost daily. She'd play with Maya while Alawan worked. "You're so good with her," Alawan said. "She's easy to love." "Have you thought about having kids someday?" Sky smiled. "Maybe, when I meet the right person." "You will." That year, Alawan published her second book, Raising Resilience, Breaking the Cycle of Trauma. It was about parenting after surviving abuse, creating safety, loving without fear. It became a bestseller in 2 weeks. Parents wrote to her constantly. "Your book changed how I talk to my kids. I realized I was repeating my parents' mistakes. Now I'm doing better. Thank you for showing a different way." Alawan read every message. One day, 2-year-old Maya asked her first big question. "Mommy, why you help sad kids?" Alawan knelt down. "Because I was a sad kid once, and someone helped me." "Who?" "My best friend Sky. She saved my life. I love Auntie Sky." "Me too, baby. Me too." At 28, Alawan argued her first case before the state Supreme Court. It was about medical consent for minors, whether kids could refuse harmful treatments. She stood before 9 judges. Her voice was steady, clear, powerful. Children are not property. They have voices, and those voices deserve to be heard. The court ruled in her favor. 5-4. It set a precedent across the state. That night she celebrated with everyone she loved. Daniel, Maya, Ariston, 26-year-old Black American Sky. "You're changing the world," Ariston said. "One case at a time. That's all any of us can do." When Maya was 4, she started preschool. Alawan was more nervous than Maya. "What if kids are mean to her?" Daniel squeezed her hand. "Then we'll handle it. Together. I just want her to be safe." She will be. Because she has us. Maya's first day went perfectly. She made friends immediately, came home excited. I painted a rainbow, and we sang songs. And I have a best friend named Emma. Alawan hugged her tight. "I'm so proud of you." That year, the foundation celebrated 20 years. 20 years of helping kids. Over 10,000 lives changed. They threw a huge celebration. Survivors came from across the country. Some Alawan had helped personally. Others she'd never met. All of them with stories of healing. One man approached her. "You spoke at my school 15 years ago. I was being hurt by my stepfather. Your words gave me courage to tell. I'm a therapist now, helping kids like me." Alawan hugged him. "That's beautiful. It's because of you." "No, it's because you chose to heal and to help others." At the celebration, Alawan gave a speech. 20 years ago, I was 8 years old, hurting, scared, alone. Today I'm 28, a lawyer, a wife, a mother, and I've helped build something that saved thousands. She looked at 26-year-old Black American Sky. "None of this happens without my best friend. She saw me when I was invisible. She's been beside me every single step." Sky wiped tears. "So thank you. To everyone who believed kids, who fought for them, who refused to give up." Everyone stood and clapped. That night, Alawan and Sky sat on Alawan's porch. Maya asleep inside. Stars above them. 20 years, Sky whispered. "Can you believe it?" Barely. Feels like yesterday you were that scared, little girl. I'm not scared anymore. I know. You're fearless now. Elowen shook her head. Not fearless. Just not controlled by fear anymore. That's even better. They sat, in comfortable silence. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if we never met? Sky asked. Elowen's voice was quiet. I don't think I'd be here. Don't say that. It's true. You saved my life. You saved mine too. You showed me what real strength looks like. They held hands, two girls who met 20 years ago, who saved each other, who built something beautiful from pain. I love you, Sky. I love you too, Ellie. Forever? Always. Inside, Maya stirred. Elowen went to check on her. She tucked the blanket around her daughter, kissed her forehead. You're so loved, baby girl. So safe. So free. Maya smiled in her sleep. Elowen watched her for a moment. This was everything she fought for. A child who would never know fear, who would grow up knowing she mattered, who would always be heard. She left the room quietly, joined Sky back on the porch, and they sat together under the stars. Two survivors, two friends, two women who proved that love wins. Always. At 30, Elowen received an invitation that changed everything. The United Nations wanted her to speak at their conference on child protection. She stared at the letter. The UN? She said to Daniel. That's huge. I'm terrified. You'll be amazing. She called 28-year-old Black American Sky immediately. The UN invited me to speak. Oh my God, when? 3 months, in Geneva. You're speaking to world leaders, Ellie. I know, that's the scary part. You've spoken to thousands before. This is different. These are people who make laws for entire countries. Then tell them what you've been telling everyone else. The truth. The next 3 months, Elowen prepared. She wrote, rewrote, practiced. Daniel, Sky, and Ariston all flew to Geneva with her. Maya, now 6, stayed with Daniel's parents. The conference hall was massive. Representatives from over 100 countries. Elowen stood backstage, her hands shook. 28-year-old Black American Sky squeezed them. You got this. What if I freeze? You never do. Her name was called. She walked onto the stage, thousands of eyes watching. She stepped up to the microphone. My name is Elowen Vale. 22 years ago, I was hurt by someone I trusted. I thought I'd never be okay. Her voice grew stronger. But one person cared enough to look closer, to ask questions, to fight for me. And that changed everything. She paused. Millions of children worldwide don't have that one person. They're hurt in schools, foster systems, their own homes, and nobody stops it. She looked directly at the audience. We need global standards, mandatory reporting, independent investigations. And we need to believe children when they speak. She talked for 20 minutes. When she finished, the entire room stood and clapped. Leaders approached her afterward. We want to implement your recommendations. Can you consult on our child protection bill? Will you speak at our national summit? She said yes to everything she could. That night she called Maya. Hi, Mommy. Did you talk to important people? I did, baby. Did they listen? They did. Good. Because you're smart. Elowen smiled. I love you. Love you more. Over the next year, 12 countries passed new laws based on Elowen's recommendations. The foundation expanded internationally. Offices in 5 countries now. At 32, Elowen was nominated for a major humanitarian award. The ceremony was in New York. 30-year-old Black American Sky flew in from Boston, where she now ran a regional office. Can you believe we're here? Sky asked. No, it feels surreal. It's real. You earned this. Elowen's name was called. She walked on stage and accepted the award. This isn't just mine. It belongs to every survivor who found their voice. every advocate who refused to look away, and especially to my best friend Sky, who started everything by simply caring. The camera panned to Sky. She was crying. We were 7 and 8. We had nothing but each other, and that was enough. The crowd stood and applauded. That night, they all celebrated. Ariston, Daniel, 8-year-old Maya, Sky. Maya climbed into Elowen's lap. "Mommy, why do people clap for you?" "Because I help kids who are sad." "Like you were sad?" Elowen paused. "Yes, like I was sad. But you're happy now?" "Very happy." Maya hugged her. "Good." At 35, Elowen decided to step back from public speaking. "I want to focus on policy work and spend more time with Maya." "Do you feel ready?" Ariston asked. "Yeah, I've said what I needed to say. Now it's time for others to carry the message." She announced it at a press conference. "I've spent 20 years sharing my story. Now I'm passing the torch to other survivors." Reporters asked questions. "Any regrets?" "Only that I couldn't help every child, but I did what I could." "What's your message to survivors?" "Your voice matters. Don't wait for permission to speak. Just speak." "What's next?" "Being a mom, being a wife, living quietly, I've earned that." After the conference, she picked Maya up from school. "Can we get ice cream?" Maya asked. "Of course." They sat at a small shop, just a regular mom and daughter. Nobody recognized her. Nobody asked for photos. It was perfect. Maya swung her legs. "Mommy, I love you. I love you too, baby. Will you always be here? Always, I promise." Maya smiled and went back to her ice cream. Elowen watched her. This was success. Not the awards or fame. This. A happy, safe child who never doubted she was loved. That night, 33-year-old Black American Sky called. "How does it feel? Being retired?" "Free, happy, ready for the next chapter." "What is the next chapter?" "I don't know yet, but I'm excited to find out." "Me too." They talked for an hour, about everything and nothing. Just two best friends who'd been through it all. When Elowen hung up, she felt peaceful. She'd done what she set out to do. Survived, healed, helped others. Now it was time to just live. And she couldn't wait. She looked at herself in the mirror. Scars barely visible now, but still there. Reminders of where she'd been. She touched them gently. "Thank you for making me strong." Then she smiled, turned off the light, and went to bed, ready for whatever came next. At 37, Elowen did something she'd been avoiding. She went back to the old Vale mansion. Ariston had kept it but never visited. Now he was selling it. "Do you want to see it one last time?" he asked. Elowen hesitated. "Maybe I should." 35-year-old Black American Sky offered to come. "You don't have to do this alone." "Thank you." They drove there together. The gates were rusty now. The mansion looked smaller somehow. They walked inside. Dust everywhere. Furniture covered in sheets. But the memories were alive. Elowen walked to the bathroom where it all happened. She stood in the doorway. Her heart pounded. "This is where it happened," she whispered. Sky squeezed her shoulder. "You're safe now." "I know, but that little girl wasn't." She stepped inside, walked to the mirror, stared at her reflection. "I'm sorry I couldn't protect you then," she said to the mirror. "But you survived. You became strong. You helped thousands of people." Her voice cracked. "I'm so proud of you." Sky stood in the doorway crying. Elowen turned around. "I'm ready to let this go." "Are you sure?" "Yeah, I've carried it long enough." They walked to the garden, to the oak tree where everything began. It was bigger now, stronger. "This tree survived too," Elowen said, "just like you." They sat under it one last time. "Remember the first time we sat here?" Sky asked. "You told me everything would be okay. Was I right?" Elowen smiled. You were right. They sat quietly for a while. Then Elowen stood. I'm ready to go. They left the estate. Elowen didn't look back. That chapter was closed. A few weeks later, 10-year-old Maya came home from school upset. What's wrong, baby? Elowen asked. A girl in my class said her dad yells at her all the time, makes her feel scared. Elowen's stomach tightened. Did she tell a teacher? She's too scared. What did you tell her? That she should tell someone. Like you always say. Elowen hugged her. That's exactly right. You did good. The next day, Elowen called the school. A student may need help. Can you check on her? The counselor promised to follow up. 2 days later, they called back. We spoke with the girl. She opened up. We're getting her family support. Elowen felt relief wash over her. Even retired from public work, she couldn't stop helping. That year, Maya asked about Elowen's scars. They were in the bathroom. Elowen was brushing her hair. Mommy? What are those marks? Elowen paused. She'd known this day would come. When I was little, someone hurt me. These are the marks left behind. Does it hurt now? No, baby. Not anymore. Who hurt you? Someone who was supposed to take care of me. But my friend Auntie Sky helped me, and now I'm okay. Maya touched the scars gently. I'm sorry that happened. Me too. But I'm okay now, and I make sure it doesn't happen to other kids. That's why you help people? Yes. Maya hugged her. You're the best mommy. Elowen cried happy tears. You're the best daughter. At 38, Elowen received unexpected news. Miss Calvera had died in prison. Natural causes. Elowen stared at the notification. She didn't know how to feel. She called Sky. Miss Calvera died. How do you feel? I don't know. Sad, maybe. But also, nothing. That's okay. You don't owe her anything. Not even your feelings. I think I already forgave her years ago. Not for her. For me. That's powerful. That night, Elowen wrote in her journal for the first time in years. Miss Calvera died today. I thought I'd feel something big, but I just feel free. She was sick, broken, and she hurt me. But I'm not defined by what she did. I'm defined by what I became after. She closed the journal. Felt lighter somehow. The foundation celebrated 25 years. 25,000 children helped. The celebration was huge. International guests, government officials, survivors from around the world. Elowen gave a brief speech. 25 years ago, a 7-year-old girl saw me hurting. She refused to look away. That changed everything. Not just for me. For thousands. She looked at 36-year-old Black American Sky. Sky, come up here. Sky looked surprised but joined her on stage. This foundation exists because you cared. You're the real hero of this story. Sky shook her head. We're both heroes. We saved each other. They hugged while everyone clapped. That night they sat on Elowen's porch. 25 years, Sky said. We were so young. We still are. Elowen laughed. We're almost 40. Exactly, still young. They watched the stars. What do you think 40-year-old us will be doing? Sky asked. Living, loving, helping. Same as now. Sounds perfect. It really does. Maya came outside. Mommy, can Auntie Sky stay over? Of course. Maya climbed between them. I love you both. We love you too, baby. They sat together under the stars. 3 generations of love, of healing, of hope. And Elowen knew everything had been worth it. Every hard moment led here, to peace, to family, to home. At 40, Elowen woke up to a special surprise. 38-year-old Black American Sky had organized a celebration. Not for Elowen's birthday, but for 32 years of friendship. 32 years since we met, Sky said. That deserves celebrating. They went to the beach, the same one from years ago. brought 12-year-old Maya along. They walked in the sand, ate ice cream, laughed about old memories. "Remember when we thought high school was scary?" Elawan said. "Now we're 40 and still scared of new things. But we do them anyway." "That's growth." Maya ran ahead, chasing seagulls. "She's so much like you," Sky said. "How?" "Brave, kind, sees people who need help." Elawan smiled. "She's her own person, but thank you." That year, Maya started asking deeper questions. "Mom, do you still have nightmares?" They were having breakfast, just the two of them. Elawan put down her coffee. "Sometimes. Not often anymore." "What do you do when you have them?" "I remind myself I'm safe now, that it's just a memory, not happening anymore." "Does it work?" "Usually, and if it doesn't, I talk to Dad or Auntie Sky." Maya nodded. "My friend at school has nightmares. Her parents fight a lot. That must be scary for her. I told her she could talk to me, like you talk to people." Elawan's eyes filled with tears. "That's beautiful, Maya. You're being a good friend. I learned from you." At 42, Elawan wrote her third book, Full Circle, Reflections on Healing. It was about the journey from victim to survivor to thriver, about forgiveness, not for abusers but for yourself, about building a life worth living. It became her most successful book yet. One review said, "Elawan Vale doesn't just tell you it gets better, she shows you how." Schools added it to reading lists, therapists recommended it to clients, support groups discussed it. Elawan did a small book tour, just 5 cities. At each stop, survivors came, shared their stories, thanked her. One woman said, "I read your first book 20 years ago when I was 12. It saved my life. Now I'm a therapist helping kids like me." Elawan hugged her. "That's the goal. Pass it forward." At 43, Ariston got sick. Nothing serious, but it reminded everyone he was aging. "I'm 75, he said, "not immortal." "Don't talk like that," Elawan said. "I'm just being realistic. I want to make sure everything's in order." He updated his will, made Elawan president of the foundation board. "You built this. You should lead it. We built it together. And now you'll carry it forward." She accepted the role. The foundation continued growing. 30 countries now. 50,000 kids helped. Elawan couldn't believe it sometimes. From one little girl hurting to 50,000 helped. 40-year-old Black American Sky smiled. That's the power of not giving up. Maya turned 14. She joined the foundation's youth advisory board. "I want to help," she told Elawan, "like you did." "Are you sure? You don't have to." "I want to. I've seen what you've built. I want to be part of it." Elawan hugged her. "Okay, but school comes first." "Deal." Maya was a natural. She connected with younger kids easily, made them feel safe, heard. One day a 9-year-old boy opened up to Maya, told her about his teacher being mean. Maya helped him tell the counselor. The teacher was investigated, moved to a different role. The boy thanked Maya. "You believed me." "Always," Maya said. That night, Maya came home glowing. "I helped someone today?" Elawan smiled. "How did it feel?" "Really good. Is this how you feel?" "Every single time." "Then I want to keep doing it." "You will. In your own way." At 45, Elawan received a Lifetime Achievement Award. The ceremony was huge, international recognition. But what mattered most was who was there. Daniel, Maya, Ariston, 43-year-old Black American Sky. When she accepted the award, she didn't prepare a speech. She just spoke from her heart. 37 years ago, I was 8 years old, hurting, invisible, hopeless. Today, I'm 45. Happy, loved, fulfilled. She looked at Sky. "None of this happens without my best friend." She saw me. And that simple act of seeing changed everything. She looked at Maya. And now I see it continuing. My daughter helping kids. The cycle of compassion keeps going. She held up the award. This isn't mine. It belongs to every survivor who found their voice, every person who believed a child, every advocate who fought when it was hard. Everyone stood. Ariston cried. Daniel beamed. Maya smiled proudly. And Sky? She just nodded, because they both knew this was always how it was meant to end, not with trauma, but with triumph, not with pain, but with purpose, not with fear, but with love. After the ceremony, they went to dinner, just the five of them, no cameras, no reporters, just family. I'm proud of all of us, Ariston said. We should be, Elowen replied. We did something impossible. What's that? Maya asked. We turned the worst thing into the best thing. Sky raised her glass. To turning pain into purpose. They all clinked glasses, even 17-year-old Maya with her soda. To purpose, they said together. That night, Elowen wrote in her journal one last time. I'm 45. I've helped thousands. I have a family I love. And I'm finally, completely at peace. She paused. That scared 8-year-old girl would be so proud. She closed the journal, smiled, and knew she'd done enough. More than enough. She'd changed the world, one child at a time. At 50, Elowen woke up to 22-year-old Maya jumping on her bed. Mom, it's your birthday, Elowen laughed. I'm getting too old for this. You're never too old. That afternoon, they drove to a park. Daniel was already there setting up. When Elowen arrived, she saw hundreds of people. A banner hung between trees. Thank you, Elowen. Survivors, families, advocates, people whose lives she'd touched. 48-year-old Black American Sky stood in front, holding a microphone. Surprise. Elowen's hands covered her mouth. Sky walked over. We wanted to celebrate you. The real you. Not the famous advocate. Just Elowen, our friend, our hero. One by one, people came up. You saved my daughter. You gave me courage to leave. You changed the law that protected my son. You believed me when nobody else did. Elowen cried through every story. Finally, Sky spoke. 42 years ago, I met a scared little girl. She was hurting, alone, but also the bravest person I'd ever meet. The crowd went silent. She didn't just survive. She turned her pain into power. She saved thousands, and she showed me what real strength looks like. Sky's voice cracked. Ellie, you're my best friend, my sister, my hero. Thank you for letting me walk beside you. Elowen walked over. They hugged tight, both crying. The crowd clapped and cheered. Maya ran up. Mom, why is everyone crying? Elowen picked her up even though she was too big. Because we're happy, baby. Happy crying is still weird. Everyone laughed. That night, just family gathered at home. Ariston, now 85, Daniel, Maya, Sky. They ate cake, told stories, laughed until their stomachs hurt. Maya fell asleep on the couch. Elowen carried her to bed, tucked her in. Sweet dreams, baby girl. She came back downstairs. Everyone was on the patio under the stars. She joined them. This is perfect, she said. You deserve perfect, Ariston replied. We all do. Sky raised her glass. To Elowen, who taught us that surviving is just the beginning. Everyone raised their glasses. Elowen looked at each person. Her father, who learned to change. Her husband, who loved her completely. Her daughter, who would carry it forward. Her best friend, who started everything. I want to say something, Elowen said. Everyone turned. 42 years ago, I thought my life was over. I was 8 years old and believed I'd never be happy. Never be safe. Never be free. Her voice was steady. But I was wrong. Because one person saw me, refused to look away, and that changed everything. She looked at Sky. You saved my life. But more than that, you showed me life was worth saving. Sky wiped her eyes. Dad, you showed me people can change. That's powerful. Ariston nodded, unable to speak. Daniel, you showed me I'm worthy of love. He squeezed her hand. And Maya, you showed me that healing isn't just fixing the past, it's building a better future. She stood. I spent years sharing my story, helping others, fighting for change, and I'm proud. But you know what I'm most proud of? She paused. This, right here, this family, this love, this peace. Her voice grew stronger. I survived hell, and I built heaven from the ashes. Not alone, with all of you. She raised her glass. So here's to survival, to healing, to love, and to never giving up. Everyone stood. To never giving up, they said together. They clinked glasses under the stars. Later, Elowen and Sky sat on the roof. Their spot, always their spot. 42 years, Sky said. Feels like yesterday and forever ago. Do you ever think about that day, when I first saw you? Every day. Do you wish it had been different? Elowen thought. I wish I hadn't been hurt, but I don't wish we never met. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. Same. They sat quietly. What do you think little Elowen would say if she saw us now? Sky asked. Elowen smiled. She'd say, we made it. We did more than that. We thrived. Sky leaned her head on Elowen's shoulder. I'm proud of us. Me too. Below them, the house glowed warm. Family inside. Love everywhere. Elowen closed her eyes. She'd spent so many years fighting. Now, finally, she could rest. Not because the work was done. It would never be done. But because she'd done enough. She'd proven that broken things can heal, that pain can become purpose, that one person caring can change a life. She opened her eyes, looked at the stars, whispered to the 8-year-old girl she used to be. We made it. We're safe. We're loved. We're free. Thank you for holding on. Thank you for surviving. I'm so proud of you. A shooting star streaked across the sky. Elowen smiled. Ready to go in? She asked Sky. Yeah. They walked downstairs together, into the warm house, into their family, into their life. A life they built together, a life worth every battle, a life filled with love. And as the door closed behind them, one truth remained. Survival is powerful. Healing is possible. But love? Love is everything. Always.